SportsCenter.
NFL Sunday, Week 6, kicking off in 30 minutes in London. It's Bo Nix and the Broncos taking on the winless Jets. Denver coming off that statement win at the Eagles last Sunday, currently tied with the Chargers for first in the AFC West. And it is hard to believe we are a third of the way through the NFL season right now. Hannah Storm and Jay Harris with you for the next hour.
A busy hour on a busy day. Broncos and Jets kick off a Week 6 Sunday from morning until night. And that is where we begin, Hannah Storm, this SportsCenter with the big three headlines. 2 preseason Super Bowl favorites looking to avoid a combined 3-9 start. No Lamar for the Ravens against the Rams, while Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs host the Lions in prime time. It is a must NFC matchup in where? Tampa, you got it. The 4-1 Niners versus the 4-1 Buccaneers. Adam Schefter in moments on why both teams will need a next man up mentality. And the Packers, coming off a bye, will get another crack at Joe Flacco, who is starting for the Bengals after being traded from Cleveland, who Flacco led to a Week 3 comeback against Green Bay. Did you get all that, Hannah?
I did, Jay. Thank you. And thankfully, we have Adam Schefter here with us, as he is every Sunday. And some question about whether Flacco would have Jamar Chase, who was sent home from practice on Friday with an illness. So if you can start there with all the injury updates.
And he's doing well enough to play today in Green Bay against the Packers. Wouldn't want to miss Joe Flacco's first start as the Bengals quarterback. The Bengals doing what they can to help bring some help to that offense, going out to get Joe Flacco. And even though Jamar Chase was listed as questionable, he will be out there today playing against the Green Bay Packers. They're going to need a big game from Chase to have any hope of winning in Green Bay. Meanwhile, the Saints running back Alvin Kamara listed as questionable due to an ankle injury, but he is expected and planning to play today against the New England Patriots. He hurt the ankle in a midweek practice, but really didn't feel like it was too big a deal. He is expected to be out there. He's the focal point of the Saints offense, and he is expected to be that once again today. And in Indianapolis, the Cardinals will not have Kyler Murray start at quarterback today. He has a sprained foot injury that he suffered last week against the Titans. Jacoby Brissett took all the reps in practice this week with the starting offense, and the Cardinals will start Brissett today against his former Colts team, where he played from 2017 to 2020, and we'll see what type of effect that has on a Cardinals team that's trying to bounce back from a serious deflating defeat last week to Tennessee.
I mean, here they started 2-0. They've lost 3 straight, all on a field goal on the final play of the game. That's definitely deflating. Let's talk about the Niners. They ruled out Brock Purdy on Friday. He's out again, still recovering from that toe. Mac Jones, 3-0 as the starter, but knee and oblique injuries. Listen, both these teams today have just a plethora of injuries. So let's start with Jones in that matchup in Tampa.
Well, he is going to start today despite that oblique injury that plagued him during that Thursday night win against the Rams. You saw him go down a couple of times, but he's played exceedingly well. You mentioned the 3-0 record for Mac Jones right now. Now, there is a chance that Brock Purdy could be back next week. Could go either way still, but Mac Jones has played so well that the 49ers don't want to have to rush it because they know that Mac Jones has held down the fort well. We'll see if Purdy's well enough next week, but today, Mac Jones will play despite his questionable tag. Juwan Jennings also listed as questionable today due to the fact that he's got a rib injury and an ankle injury. On that particular play, you saw the big hit he took there. He's been battling injuries all year long. He is expected to be out there, but he hasn't practiced at all. We'll see how much he can play, but he will be out there today. And take a look at all the players who are out of today's game. Both teams missing an all-star lineup of players. Purdy has a chance to be back next week, as does Ricky Pearsall, as does George Kittle. Brandon Ayuk won't be back for a little while. Bucky Irving not going to play today, not expected to play next week either. Mike Evans not playing today, chance for next week. Same with Chris Godwin and Zion McCollum also out. That's a lot of talent that's going to miss a marquee matchup between two of the better teams in the NFC.
It's crazy how those teams have hung in there, but in their 10 games combined, they have won by just 33 points. I mean, these razor-thin margins for these two injured teams, but they're doing well, both 4 wins, and we'll see you on Countdown, top of the hour. Thanks, Shefty. Jay?
All right, Hannah, with more on this marquee NFC matchup, our Jeff Darlington is first on the field at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, and he joins us now live. Jeff, what is Baker Mayfield saying ahead of this matchup?
Well, I'll tell you heard what Adam just said there about the injuries. As a result, more weight on Baker Mayfield's shoulders, and he sounds very clearly like he is willing to take that on. Really interesting this week and introspective about sort of the narrative that has been rewritten about Baker during his time here in Tampa. He pointed out that the things that he does, his antics, his confidence, we'll call it, used to be called immature, and they used to say, things that necessarily weren't as complimentary. This time around, now they're talking about him having moxie, that he's a dog. He said it's the same thing. He is the exact same person no matter what. But there is a difference, and perhaps that difference is mostly found on the field, not necessarily in his personality. If you look at some of these numbers, first 5 seasons of his career, his touchdown to interception ratio was 31st in the NFL. He's gotten that to 8th now. Talk about his efficiency. He was 61%, 39th among 42 quarterbacks in his first 5 seasons. Now he's 9th in the NFL. So he's figured it out. And by the way, we talk about those injuries. At the very least, he will have Emeka Egbuka, his star rookie wide receiver, in the lineup. So it's Baker and Emeka trying to put this thing on their shoulders together against the 49ers.
Yeah, lots and lots. Jeff, thank you so much. Going to see you back in a bit for more on both teams. For now, let's go back over to Hannah.
All right, and we have Damien Whitty and Herm Edwards, as we are lucky enough to do every Sunday morning. Let's talk about Baker, man. I mean, they're like Kansas City last year, winning all these close ones. How's he getting it done in those critical moments at the end of games?
Hannah, he has the clutch gene. He really is. Like, when you watch Baker and this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, they literally, when it's crunch time, he's playing his best ball. And the crazy thing about Baker Mayfield, the way he's been playing this year, look at all the pieces that he's had missing around him. Whether you're talking about multiple starting offensive linemen, you're talking about Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Bucky Irvin, and it doesn't matter. He's still finding ways to make plays. Now, that's a credit to him, but it's also credit to the other guys who back up these missing players. Yeah. Everyone goes out there and just doing their job.
And Emeka is unbelievable. I mean, he plays like he's been in the league for years and years and years.
Well, listen, he's the all-time leading receiver at Ohio State. Yeah. That says something right there.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
That's the Ohio State.
That's
right. So on the other side, you have Robert Saleh's defense. So how do they game plan for this dude?
Well, you got to keep him in the pocket because he plays good in chaos. When it's time to leave the pocket, this is the best. And his receivers do an excellent job of really turning back and showing them the numbers to Baker's Mayfield. That's what receivers do. When you play in chaos and you leave the pocket, you start running around, you want your receivers to work back to you. You want them to show you their numbers so he can find the target that he needs to throw the ball to, and they do an excellent job. Keep him in the pocket. Don't let him leave. And you got problems.
You know what? Unfortunately, they are generating pressure, the Niners, at the lowest rate in the NFL, which is really crazy for them. All right, we've talked about Mac Jones, how successful he has been. What are you seeing when you look at him and the kind of fit that he's been in Kyle Shanahan's offense?
He's been the perfect fit. We've been saying that since the draft, a few years ago as far as Mac Jones and Kyle Shanahan. And the reason is he's smart, Hannah. He's smart. Mm-hmm. He processes information very quickly and he gets the ball out of his hands. You don't see Mac Jones back there patting the ball, waiting around. He knows exactly where to go with the ball. He's very efficient. And listen, this 49ers team, they've had injuries. They've had injuries to skill position players. And all Mac Jones has done has basically become an elite point guard, distributing ball to all of his playmakers.
Yeah, it's real simple. He knows where to go with the football when guys are covered. Mm-hmm. Christian McCaffrey. Yeah. I mean, he is their leading receiver. Think about that. The running back is your leading receiver. He has 39 receptions, almost 400 yards. This is the guy that really keeps the offense going. And when you get into trouble, he's either checking it down to him, giving it to him on a flare pass, just get the ball to McCaffrey, and everything kind of takes care of itself. And the quarterbacks figured that out. If I throw to 23, my success rate is really good.
I think everybody could figure that one out. 5 straight games for McCaffrey with 100 scrimmage yards. Kudos to both of these teams, by the way, for hanging in tough with all those injuries. Should be a good one. See you guys back in a bit.